start where we left off, which will be to add feeds and get static site generators completed, which will be to add the static pipe itself, which will be CSS and other images that we can have in our content. So let me just recap what we did last time. So we loaded the config file, which was previous to previous stream, and then we kind of loaded all the config into an actual structure. So I thought about that, and what we wanted to do is we want to make this fund matter kind of dynamic and not like restrict on only this uh, types. These types are compulsory, but we need to have other add-ons as well. Like uh, the user can add in ad hoc like whatever he wants in this, which will be essentially key value pairs, but those could be user defined. That will be a different thing to look into. But then we loaded all the posts since we already know where the post files will be residing in, and then iterated over all the posts from the files and created a post object. So that will be a list of posts. Then we get all the posts. Once we have all the posts, we get where the templates are residing and pick up the default post template and render out this template with the um, where it is, execute template. So here we have created the buffer where we are loading in the actual file. So here um, buffer is like a, a piece of, like not a piece but a place in memory where we will try to load the rendered content in the memory first, and then we will try to execute, like write that output, write that buffer into a file. So that is why we use this. So execute templates takes in the buffer and the template path. The template path is that we are trying to load that rendered template. So here you can see we have used pages config to load that, and mm, template path. So the actual rendering template we used to do here. So you can see over here we tried to use the HTML file, which was the actual like create converted into bytes. We are using Goldmark to render convert our markdown into HTML. So this will be the actual content, and this will be the buffer to loading. And once we have that post, we were using the templates into the execute. So yeah, this takes in three arguments: the place where you want to store all the rendered template, and this is the actual template without any past context. This will have context, but the actual context will be the post that will have all the fields in it to actually render it out. So once I open up template, default post template, you could see that there is this things where we will actually so these are the placeholders, and post will actually come in, and with the object of fund meta title, that value will be replaced by here. So that we have done in the last thing, and this was the final step we did because we wanted to see how this runs. So here. If you see, we have now listed out all the posts, and we are listing on port 30, and yeah, it is getting rendered out with that. So that is still what we have done the last time. Now, what we want to do is we want to create feeds, which are something like this, but more organized or more customizable way. So to do that, we'll try to create feeds. So feeds is very user specific. So for the general case, we want to have one feed like as an archive, like all the posts for that user, and that will be filtered based on the basis of let's we can add one more the filter which will be on the basis of type. So you would have seen we had two types of posts here. First post, this was type of post, and this was also a post. We can also create other types of posts where we can have individual uh, archives or feeds for those types. So we'll try to do that approach first. So what we will need to do is we need to first have that post, right? All the posts that will be like not efficient because we are already doing it over here. We are just iterating over all the posts and creating individual files for them. We could have created here itself, but that will be not that efficient. We would have to iterate over them at some point or the other because execute templates will actually take in all the posts for that specific type. So yeah, we could do it here itself. Like this will be called as many fields there will be, and instead of using it for all the posts here, the post will be a list, not an object here. As you can see here, it is a object because in this template, what we are trying to do is we are rendering this individual post and not a list of posts. So this is not created yet. What we need to create is uh, a list of posts where we would only store the front matter and not the actual content. We can store the content, that is not our issue, but let's store that as well, and we'll try to remove that field here. So first we'll create a structure as usual because structure is uh, really what defines how to structure the feed. So feeds, we will create a struct for this. Let's call it feed because it's the individual field and not plural of the feeds. So first we will have title string. We don't need JSON because we are not rendering out JSON or loading in JSON. But yeah, we can do that with the config here. Let's not do that, or we can do that. Like in this block config, we can specify what fields do we want. Yeah, let's not do that right now. The title, the this not description. The primary thing that we will have is a list of posts. So post will be a list of posts, and what else we can have? Type I guess that's it. We'll keep it short. Mm, Yeah, let's just keep that. So we would like to add a few things in the config, which is, let's call it feed. Feed. So we'll do a post feed and template will be this, or rather this will be cumbersome. Like, so post will have a template and we will call it feed template default feed template dot html. So we could do this as well, or we could do a global level config here. So here we could just add in default feeds template. It should be set to default feed template dot html. We can do that if, because if that particular post doesn't have any that particular what we call page doesn't have any default feed template, then we can fall back to this default feed template here. So that is the approach. Let's go back here and yeah, let's start adding it this way. So to create that, what we need to do is we need to have a variable where we can store all the posts. So we'll call it feed wise feed post. That will be a map of string and a list of posts. So what I'm trying to do here is map individual post types, pages types to a list of posts. So that is what the approach is. So because here at this point at this point of time we will already have what the type of post is. As you can see, we have already collected that, and instead of using this here, we will just try to append. So there is one issue with doing this way. We need to have a make here because list could be a null pointer as well. So we might end up doing some nil pointer issues. So for to avoid that, we'll just create it with make. It will add a default list as empty. So once we have that, uh, then we need to check for the post type. So uh, if post type, yeah, so post type, and that will be a bit tricky because we don't have like a post type in uh, feed post. We don't have that kind of thing in Golang. That is a bit tricky. But we can do feed posts of post type with sorry, yeah. So append feed post type with the post. So that it might break. I'm not saying it won't break, but that's a bit tricky. So if feed post of post type is If it is there, then we'll append it directly. We need. Let me just check it out. If that works. I'm not sure if that would break. It didn't quite break. Not sure. Let's see how it works. So for post types type in range speed post. So we'll have post type and the post, right? And that way we can basically copy this piece of code here and just change the variables. So we need a buffer. Template path. Now template path will be a bit tricky to determine here. Template path. Um, so template path is basically uh, where we want to wait. Template path. No, template path is the actual default template path, so that should not be an issue. The output post path will be the concerned value. So post default post, right? Okay, so here we had page config feed template path as a string and this one as feed template. Yeah, that should be good. So once we have that, we also want to do here, which is default feed template string. So here we will try to fetch in the block config. So let me check where the config is now. Config object, okay. So config object dot block dot pages config. So pages config is our map of string. Yeah, here we want the post type dot feed template path, and if template path is not equal is so is not equal to empty string, we can set template path as config object dot blog dot pages config dot not page config blog dot default feed template. So that is sorted out. Um, okay, execute template post. That will be a list of this and output post path. Yeah, output path. Uh, that will be set based on what posts do we have. So mm, we can set it to post type for now. Let's post type is post, then So what I'm trying to do here is if the default if the field if the post type is like default post, then we'll render it in index.html, which will be this page here because it is slash. So a server typically picks index.html as its file, which it will render it out when we hit slash. So that is the entry point for that. And here, if we don't have, uh, if you are having some post type as different, then we'll do it this way, which will be output. So that post type dot html. So let's say the post type is till, and what we want to do is we want to do this way. So output uh, feed path. Yeah, let me do one thing. So once post type is not post, then we'll do this as it will be default to index.html. So that is taken care of. Yes, so I think that should work. But first, I think that this will error out because Mhm. well, technically shouldn't error out because yeah, it will error out because we don't have that folder created. So I think I have used somewhere. Yeah, this one. So here we will call file path output. We can have as many as strings as here, right? Yeah. So this one and post. Okay. So what I'm trying to do here is if we don't have that file already created, we'll create it from the current output dir and the post type. So let's say my post type is til or not til, that will be a bad example. It is video, right? Not video. What it could be the post type? It could be why I can think of further example like projects. Like I'm writing post about a project, so it is a project. So if I go to project uh, route here, it will render it out from the index.html file. So we are trying to create that uh, folder which will be from the output dir and the post type. That is that. Once that is done, I think we should see the post, but we have not actually created the template. So let's create default. Let me just copy that default feed template. So here we can have type. So let's call it type, and instead of content, we will have UL here. I want Codium here now. So UL and upload in UL an ordered list if you want to have HTML. So here I want to have, I don't know how we do for loops template. So let me think for, come on, Codium. Yeah. So instead of items, we'll have post with link. That was tricky. I think we can have slug. Actually, it is not direct slug. It is front matter dot slug. So title. Yeah, I think that should be it. Yeah, it should be slash. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, let's just test it out. We will say we know that. Let me close this. So this template is undefined. Yeah, that is indeed correct. Post example introduction. I think that is the print matter. It says HTML template. That is undefined. That is weird. And buffer template path and post template path. Okay, that could be empty. Okay, okay, that is empty. If it's not empty, okay, okay, it should be empty. Alright, what? It's still empty? Like config.blog object. Wait a second. Default feed template. Default feeds template. Yeah, default feed template. Type another valid field that will not make sense. Um, because we did add the type, right? We had a type here, title, the type, and a post. In the post, okay. Let me open the template. So here we can see it is erroring out here. Type, oh yeah, it will be type itself. Cannot evaluate type in type name not. Oh, okay, we are okay, okay, okay. Got it. So here you can see where is this? Yeah, here. I don't want to pass in this. I want to pass in well. Okay, so Let me create a template, not template, a feed, uh, a feed, it's not company really, it is a feed object. It's a very bad term, but bear with me. It will be of type feed. We can add the title as post type, the type also as post type. Uh, Actually, let's not keep that simple. Yeah, let's just keep it simple. That doesn't really matter. And then post will be all the and down here instead of passing just the list of posts, we'll type in feed object. And yeah, that worked out. If we reload this, not sure what happened here. Let's click public rmrf public. What is happening here? Buffer byte. This is fine. Where's your right feed path as buffer.byte. Default feed temp. Maybe so. While reading the post, that is not an issue. Read templates is also not an issue, but the issue might be when we are writing the file here, output post path and buffer byte. Okay, might have that cannot cause issues. Oh, I know the issue now. Okay. You can see it has created index.html here, not the where I wanted. Got it. So instead of doing this, um, This is really bad now. So feed path should be a global variable file path dot join. So what I want to do is from the current directory, I want to have the output dir, and I don't want to add. So I'll add a feed path, and instead, yeah, this we don't need the feed path because this will be just index.html. And here also we just want to create the HTML file. So yeah, we also know we don't need this. We just create the feed path. That should not be an issue. So yeah, that is the resolved issue. The output feed path is now set as this, which it shouldn't be. Okay, we will need else case. So output feed path will be set as hmm. I wonder we need this outside, or rather do it beforehandedly. Okay, that is quite yeah. Let's see. Okay, yeah, that is it. And if we this might have broken, but yeah, that is kind of broken because there I don't know what I've kept it. So front matter dot slug. We update the slug in my opinion, right? Because we should. Yeah, I'm mutating the variable state here, which is I don't know a good thing or a bad thing, right? But that is working now. Let's test this how well this works by sort of adding a new post called the post til.md. Then yeah, let's take copy this, paste it, sample til, sample till. Now the type will be til, published, introduction to. Okay, and we would also need to update it here. Yeah, let's not update that here. Oh, maybe alt template. So default post template, you can see over here we were trying to get the template path. So if we are not able to find template, so template path is equal to empty string. We'll set the template path as config object dot block dot default. Yeah, I not added it. So instead of default feed, we'll also have default post template, a string similar to JSON of default post template. That should be it. Let's go over here and say default post template. Now that should work because now we have till as well. It should not be here because this is the archive for post and not the whole site. But if we go to till, hmm, so ls public that didn't create. Okay, what did we do wrong here? So this won't be a post. The file path will be joining path. Okay, that seems to be working. But here I think we are messing up because yeah, I might have. Oh yeah, I removed the file mkdir, right? Yeah, this thing I removed it. That might be the issue. So once that is done, that should work again. Yeah, COI, that is working. Not sure why it is so slow. My computer is slow, not the static site generation is slow. It might also be slow, but hey, that is working. Let's do a few more things. Okay, now I don't think so we should mess the default config here. Okay, what I now want to do is load the static sites, which could be breaking. So let's say I want to have my own index or front page to be loaded here, and I don't want this post to be loaded here. In that case, if we encounter this situation, we won't create that and it will sort of break that. So what we will do is we'll do it on the fly. So which means for the time being, we'll remove this and what that was, and that should still work, okay? Or rather, do this. So here, if we do this now, we won't have an index page. It will just be the normal index page that we have, which will be list all the files in that folder, which will be public. So this will revert back to the file that we have. Yeah, yeah. So you can see that now we have this files, but if we go to post, we can see it over here. It is there here. So what typically happens is um, the static folders. Let's create the static folder first. So static file. This will be so this folder can have a lot of things. It can have the front page. It can have the blog images or the logos for the blog or the posts itself. It can have fonts if you are using custom fonts. It can have custom HTML if you are trying to load in that as well. It can have CSS, Java, custom JavaScript if you are writing any. Yeah, so those kind of things will be in the static files. So let me create a basic static file which will be style.css. So let's write that as well. I think I will open this new tab and I will try write. I will need the help from Podium here because I'm not a CSS guy. Yeah, something. Then I don't know. This is too much. Oh, that is cool suggestion. Let's keep on doing it. I don't know. That is no, that is bad. Hmm, what is? Yeah, that sounds good. No, that is not what I want. I want. Yeah, that those kinds of things. Yeah, you can add that. I know what that does, but yeah, come on. Yeah, that's it's fine for now. It is fine for now. Now let's write the code, which will be a much thing. Yeah. So once we have that, so what is this, right? So static files is just a folder. You just need to copy the folder into the public folder. That's it. Because styles are not, you know. So this is where you need to configure your templates and other files based on this where the static files are. So let's say I want to use the static file in my templates. What I would need to do here then is to add in this link. Well, so here, yeah, this kind of thing. But static, we won't create static, so we just use style.css. And so with that change, and let's do HTML. I'm not sure if we want to do copy the entire static folder, that is just the files in it, into public folder, or copy the static folder with the static folder in it and copy it to public. Hmm. Let's copy the file in the static folder and copy it to public. So I will need to search how to copy folder files into a folder in Google. I'm not using AI, but I'm indirectly using AI with this search engine. That is the that is the game, right? So copy, it takes a source and a destination. Source file is we open the file, and at the end of the function we close the file. So we create the destination file. Okay, okay, that is just a path, and source is also a path. Okay, io.copy destination file source file. Cool. This is really good function. Like it just does what it expected to do. I just copy and paste it here. That is what I was saying. Wait, wait. So we'll write it somewhere here, and I don't want to copy it as it is because we won't have this entire thing as it is here. We want to iterate over all the files in the folder. That won't work. So this will be let's say slash static, and this will be slash public. So we'll take the source. We can't open that source yet. So for how we go about this? I think we already have written the function for listing all the directories. Read files was not the one. Yeah, walk and list files. So this should technically work for us. Let's try to do that. Let's call it source files and walk and list files. So for source file in range source files, we need to do this. Yeah, I think that function is ready. Let's copy L. So copy. Okay, config object dot log dot static dir. This will be the source, and config object dot blog dot output dir as no new variable declared. Yeah, makes sense. If error is not equal to nil, log dot status. Okay, let's test this. Open public is a directory. Oh, okay, yeah, makes sense. Because destination is a directory. Okay, that will be quite interesting. So the destination path, let's call that, and from dot printf will not printf. No, that is not a. What is that file path? Right? File path dot join the destination and source file. Source file, right? Cannot use variable. Source file is what? Oh, huh? Oh, oh. Okay, okay, okay. That is bad. That is bad. File name, destination path. So red. Okay, we did use it. Okay, makes sense. No such file or directory. Destination is public. Source file name. Oh, okay, that will be quite tricky. Oh yeah, that won't be tricky because. So file path dot. I want just the file. Returns the last element of the path. Yeah, this is what I want. Source file name. So source file name will file path. Fine. Let's make sure that that is working correctly. That is indeed working correctly. Copy destination file into source file. Sorry, yeah. Oh, are we doing it wrong? Oh yeah, we have split the source. No, source is correct. No, that is correct. Uh, so for source files, we did over here. Let me check what is the issue here. Error is not there. Oh, that is wild. How did that happen? Yeah, once that is done, let me run this again. We have style.css now, but it didn't apply it to the style limit. Style.css we have added it here. So let's inspect this. Just give me So once we have that slash cs, so extensions in the css, style.css, hmm, making sure that public, hmm, yeah, that works. Maybe the path was a bit different. Yeah, that is working now. So let's add more CSS. What else can we add? Instead of that, what is that? Okay, that won't refresh. Yeah, the color was slight change. Yeah, yeah, I mean that is working now. I don't like to write CSS. You got the point. Yeah, let's do one thing. Let's add individual HTML. So this is also a static file, not technically a static file, but this is a way where we can inject a home page or we can change the home page how it looks like. What is out.html? So if I do, let's say, complete, oh wow, that was really cool. So if I have this and if the, you would see that this, so right now, if you go to the home page, you can see this is the way, but if I hit refresh, you can see it is replaced with this. That is because we now have the index.html in the public folder, which means this will be rendered by default and not the browser default, which is just listing out all the files in that folder. So that is working. We have completed what we had intended for this specific string. Let me know if we can do other things. I'll just check it out on the chat. Hopefully it is live, right? So that seems live. So it is just 1 hour we have started it. Yeah, let's go back and let's check what else we can do here. So pack the HTML pages and static files in a folder. That is what we have done on the static files and serve the folder. So that is working. All the parts of SSG are completed. Like we can go all sorts of direction here, but I have one specific direction that I want to go, which is to integrate the database into this static site generator. There are few approaches which uh, I have discussed it in the first stream, which is to add a page for adding the post that will directly post it to the database. So in that add post page, we will have a cloud function. Let me think. It should be a cloud function, right? Because that is a simple HTML file, and we want to post it to the database, and we will add a protected page. So yeah, I've written that product page, which will allow us to authenticate with that cloud function. That cloud function will have access to the database. That's why we want to protect it. We don't want anyone to post that page. So that is the uh, authentication layer on that add post page. The editor of our server generator. And once it is authenticated, we have written the post. We'll hit publish or not publish, but save post. That will create a record in a database, and that will be then picked up later on with the GitHub action or a cron job. GitHub action via the cron job that will uh, periodically call periodically call or execute a script that will connect to a database and connect to that database and fetch all the posts. And if there are posts within the last 24 hours added or edited, we'll update the GitHub repository, which is the source of that this is the source of single source of truth for the structure generator. But with that post added, we'll have database also as a second source of truth in this case. Yeah, so that is it. The last uh, piece is left, and I'm not sure when we will do it because starting from tomorrow, I'll be doing advent of code. Um, Usually, not usually at this time. It will usually be in the morning or at this time, but it will usually be in the morning. But if I miss it, it will be in the night or the evening. So for tomorrow, it will be on evening because tomorrow is Sunday, and from the day after tomorrow, we'll have it on morning because we'll have one more question to solve. So let's connect tomorrow as well. That will be advent of code. So if you're not familiar with advent of code, it is a 25-day advent calendar for programmers or problem solvers. So this will be it will have 25 problems for coming releasing each at 25 days of December. So at midnight EST, I believe. So yeah, midnight EST, uh, the problem is released, and each problem has two parts. When you solve the first part, the second part gets unlocked. So that is that. Let me show that. So calendar, maybe we can do it 2023. Yeah. So if you go to the first, you can see that this is what it looks like. So yeah, we will be solving this tomorrow in tomorrow's live stream. I'm not sure how when we will complete this thing because the major part is completed. The second, the, the, the part now left is the actual experimentation with the database, the page, the editor, and the GitHub Actions conjure. So let's yeah, it will usually be in this month or on December 26th or a Saturday or Sunday in the middle if we are able to solve POC problems at times. So yeah, that will continue the next week or weekend probably. That's it from today's stream. We'll catch up in the next one. Thanks.